I'm going to be explaining how the new Elation mechanics work, so let's get right to it. Firstly, we have a new stat in the game, literally called Elation. As the stat implies, it directly affects Elation Damage. But Elation Damage is also affected by these two numbers here. The one above the skill points are called punchlines, while the one beside the Elation character are called certified bangers. Yeah, that's actually the name. The punchlines you start with depend on the number of Elations you have on the team, but you do seem to start with 20 certified bangers. And the main way to stack punchlines is from the character's kit. Pretty much only Elation units can stack punchlines, but some enemies can also give you stacks. Anyways, these stacks are linked to what the game calls an AHA instant. Basically, AHA appears on the action order, and whenever it takes action, it causes all your Elation units to use their Elation skill once, the order depending on their participant ID, which will then deal Elation damage based on the number of punchlines you have. At the end of AHA's turn, whatever punchlines you have is converted into certified bangers for all Elation characters for 2 turns. This certified banger can stack from different sources and they have their own separate duration. But characters on their own can also deal Elation damage without an AHA instance. For example, Yaoguang's Talon deals 20% additional Elation damage whenever an ally attacks, but this only triggers when she has certified banger. Furthermore, instead of using punchlines for this calculation, Yaoguang's Elation damage is based on her own certified bangers, so that's what it's used for. Basically, punchlines are used for AHA's damage, while certified bangers are used for your own character's Elation damage. So for example, Yaoguang uses her Elation skill and attacks via AHA instant. Firstly, Yaoguang deals Elation damage based on the number of punchlines, this is from the AHA instant, and then additionally deals damage based on her own certified banger, giving you 2 different kinds of Elation damage in the same attack. And by the way, AHA speed is actually determined by your Elation units. It seems to be a fixed 80 plus the speed of your fastest Elation unit divided by 5 plus your second fastest divided by 10. Because we only have 2 Elation characters in the game right now, this formula might actually be incomplete. This does mean you can speed tune AHA. For example, 200 speed Yaoguang and Sparxie with 134 will give AHA 133.4 speed, meaning 2 actions in 150 action value or 1 cycle. But the thing is, AHA actually seems to carry over cycles. Like if I have 8 action value to go to AHA's instant, it activates 8 action value into the second wave. Thankfully, this means speed tuning AHA isn't as important, but speed tuning can still be very helpful if you want to get high scores or whatever. And because AHA speed is based on your Elation unit's current speed, AHA can also be indirectly slowed, which is kind of funny. But at the end of the day, what matters the most in Stario is damage. And the way this Elation damage is calculated is with this formula. Obviously, you don't have to memorize it or whatever, there are just some important things that we can observe just from the formula. Firstly, it uses a constant based on your character level, kind of like brick damage, so no attack, HP or defense scaling, meaning future Elation characters may not necessarily scale off attack, and it does not use regular damage boost. It even states this in game. Instead, damage boost is replaced by your Elation stat, followed by your punchline or certified banger multiplier. It basically looks like this, increasing at a decreasing rate, meaning if you stack a bajillion punchlines, it's still not going to be very effective, but right now we can't stack it very high anyways. Next, we have merrymaking. This is pretty much an independent multiplier because right now it only seems to exist in Yaoguang's E6. Since this is so rare right now, more easily accessible merrymaking in the future will boost Elation damage a lot, but for now, don't really have to care. From here, it's normal modifiers, vulnerability, damage reduction, resistance, defense, but also has a crit damage multiplier. So as a whole, it's kind of a cross between break damage and the normal crit damage, but it requires you to have high Elation or merrymaking, and also to stack a decent amount of punchlines or certified bangers in order to deal good damage. And because only Elation units can stack punchline, Elation damage is usually pretty bad for everyone else. Hence why it is highly likely we will be incentivized to use full Elation teams in the future. This time not because the kit requires it like Cyrene or Evernight, but because of the path mechanic itself. That's not all. Strong damage boost supports like Sunday, Bronya, Robin and Rame will be less relevant for Elation teams because the majority of the damage they deal is Elation damage that is not affected by regular damage boost. Almost 90% of Sparxie's damage is Elation right now, so extra damage boost, again, isn't very helpful for her at all. The upside to this is that Elation damage is also literally just strong. It's really good. Right now, Sparxie and Yaoguang aren't able to compete with the best team in the game, the full Remembrance Exodia team, but they are already pretty close in terms of raw damage, and Sparxie ideally wants 3 Elation units to reach her damage ceiling, so she can still get a lot better. And if you account for the new enemies that can give you extra punchlines or literally give you an extra AHA instant, the damage that they can put out is really really good. Anyways, that's the brief introduction to Elation Mechanics and what to expect for the patches ahead. If you want to learn how to build Yaoguang properly, you can click this video here. Thanks for watching.